raise your standards. How long have you been operating in a way that you know deep down is so far below what you're capable of that it's not even funny? But you continue to live that way. You continue to sleep in all the time. You continue to engage in bad habits. You continue to not execute. You continue to procrastinate because your standards are too low. A lot of the times right now, you're seeing probably a lot of talk of people talking about standards in relationships and this and that, blah, 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 which is also an important topic. But before you even consider that topic, you need to ask yourself, what standards are you holding for yourself? Because how can you think about the standards of someone else coming into your life when you don't even have standards for yourself remaining in your life? When you're sleeping in every day, when you're feeding your body absolute junk, even though you're talking about how you want to lose weight, even though you're talking about how you want to build your dream body, you're not operating as the person that you know that you want to become. You know that you need to become, because how many of you right now, your goals, your passions, your ambitions, it's deeper than just a want. It's deeper than just, I would like to have a good body. I would like to be healthy. I would like to live a good life. I would like to excel in my life. It's deeper than that. I need this. I need to make this happen because I know for a fact that I wasn't put on this earth to just be mediocre. I know for a fact that I'm here to do something bigger. I'm here to be something bigger. But here's the thing, you can't be something bigger if your standards are too low. Because they say, and I may have said this before, and you will hear me say it again more than likely, you don't rise to your goals. You don't rise to the things that you want. You don't get the things that you want. You get what is matched to your standards. In other words, you don't rise to your goals, you fall to your standards. So if your standards are laziness, if your standards are procrastination, but your goals are making money, your goals are helping people, your goals are having the physique that you want, losing weight, keeping healthy, etc., it's a mismatch. So if your goals are up here, but your standards are down here, what's going to happen? This is where you're going to be. Maybe even lower. If your standards are that low, maybe even lower. But if your standards are up here and your goals are up here, I mean, it doesn't even matter at that point where your goals are, because if your standards are such that they're in alignment with the standards that would be required in order for you to get to your goals, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to hit them. So really and truly, what we need to focus on doing as men, as women, as people who don't want to just be mediocre, because that's the type of person I'm speaking to on the channel. The people who don't want to be mediocre, what we need to do is we need to focus on raising our standards. Over the past, recently, I've really been thinking much more about what aspects of my life my standards have been too low in. Where am I not showing up as the person that I know that I need to be? Where am I falling short? And how can I now make those things that maybe are to other people out of the norm? How can I make those things normal? How can I make those things my standard? If the average person doesn't work out, if the average person only works out once a week, twice a week, or whatever it is, or if the average person is wasting time during the workout, how can I make my standard having efficient workouts every single time? If the average person isn't taking the diet seriously, how can I take my diet seriously? How can I do what I need to do to consistently show up in the way that I need to show up? Because if we don't consciously think about these things, a lot of the times what's going to happen is we're just going to fall to the standards that we've been living through our life. And here's the thing. If you're not where you want to be yet, your standards probably haven't been high enough. Or they haven't been high enough for a long enough period of time. They haven't been where they need to be. For example, me personally, one of the goals that I'm focused on right now is bulking, right? So if we look at my little biceps right there, you know what I'm saying? We've got a little, nothing too crazy, right? Why? Because my standards in my diet haven't been where they need to be for a long enough period of time for me to actually see those results. For a decent amount of time, I've been working out, going to the gym, all this kind of stuff, but I had neglected how many calories my body actually needs, which is it needs a lot, right? It needs a lot. So as now I've been working on making sure that my standard is to keep the amount of food that I need to eat consistent, right? So you need to think about, in your situation, is it that you want to lose weight? Is it that you want to gain weight? Is it that you want to make more money? Is it that, what is it? What standards need to be attached to you as a person in order for you to make that a reality? Look at other people who are living the life that you want to live and study what are their habits? What are their standards? How are they showing up on a daily basis? Because if you're now showing up the way that they are showing up on a daily basis, it stands to reason that you can now get what they have, no? Because again, understand, on this channel, we're here not to be mediocre. We're here to be excellent. We're here to excel. We're here to be extraordinary. And the extraordinary gentleman, the extraordinary lady, this is who I'm speaking to. I'm not speaking to guys or boys, or I'm not speaking to girls. That sounds crazy. That sounds crazy. But you get what I mean, right? I'm speaking to the members of our society who don't want to just be just there. They want to be esteemed individuals in our society, what I like to call gentlemen, extraordinary gentlemen, and extraordinary ladies. But if that's who I'm speaking to, how do we become that? We become that by focusing on what extraordinary ladies and extraordinary men, gentlemen, do. So, in closing, ask yourself, what are some of those things that are extraordinary, the extraordinary version of myself? If my current self is operating at an ordinary level or a subpar level, what would the extraordinary person, the extraordinary version of myself, what would that person be doing differently? Ask yourself that, and that's your answer of what to do tomorrow. So if you watched this far, I want you to go ahead and comment. Comment bazooka, yeah? Comment the word bazooka in the comments, just so I know, yeah? Just so I know you're a real one, because shout outs to you. You got this far. But you didn't come just this far to get this far. So make sure you go ahead and watch the next video. There's a lot of sauce on the channel. The sauce is about to get even more saucy, yeah? So stay tuned. Make sure you go ahead and drop a like. Make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You've been tuned in. As you see, I changed the channel name, yeah? Shay Lamar. That's my name, by the way, Shay Lamar. Originally, I'd put it as Learning with Lamar, but now, Shay Lamar, just straight Shay Lamar. So with that being said, that's me, still the same person, but a new version, re-evolving. Ideally, you can see the evolutions in the channel since I've changed the name of my channel. So anyways, with that being said, enough rambling, let's get to it. Have an amazing day, people, and I'll catch you in the next one. When? Tomorrow. You already know.